Yo, 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 welcome back to another freestyle anime podcast, man. It's episode 3 of round 1. You know what I'm saying? Here's the battles we got slated for today. We've got Zoro versus Atamax Samurai, and then we got Urza versus Killer Bee after. Then we got Saber versus Bradley, and then last we got Ichigo versus Kirito. The boys are in the building. You got CJ, you got
Yeah.
Maul, and you got Ty. What's up, fellas?
Yo, what's good? What's
Yo,
good?
title
How y'all
match
feeling? How
today.
y'all feeling? Would you say I ain't hear you?
That's a title match today.
Is it?
Title match.
Is it really? All I am
Warm up.
gonna say is who wins between y'all two is gonna determine where y'all stand later on
hmm
in this tournament. Whoever
Yeah,
goes on
yeah,
between you and Rico, it doesn't matter.
nah,
Whoever
for
goes
real.
on, y'all both gonna lose. But hey, man,
Both gonna what? Get that crap out of
Man,
here.
pride comes before the fall, man.
All right, so the two judges right now is gonna be CJ and Jamal.
yeah.
First round right now is going to be me and Ty. Zoro versus Atomic Samurai. So let's
Take
get
it
right
away,
into it,
man.
man.
Take it away.
Let's get right into it. All right, so Zoro if you guys don't know, he's from One Piece. He's an extremely skilled, talented swordman.
If y'all don't know
He
who
trained in,
and y'all been watching
you
our
know,
podcasts, bro, you need to go back or y'all not real anime fans. I'm just saying. Who don't know
for real,
Zoro?
for real.
That's
He
so
trained in
like,
the Shimishko village from a child. He was able to, consistently defeat adults as a kid. Um, Zoro's a pretty strong-willed samurai. He made a promise to his lovely dear friend when he was young. You know what I'm saying? He can cut through large galleons. He can cut through stones. He can cut through buildings. His strength alone, he can pick up houses. I've seen him pick up houses against Mr. One, throw it at Mr. One. We've seen him train with large weights in his hands to increase the power of how he swings with his sword. Um, he can cut his opponents within a blink of an eye and resheath his swords back. He uses 3 swords. Um, he can he's a master of all 3 sword styles. If you think about it, he can use one sword where he cuts you with one slash. We've seen him use that to defeat many opponents. He can use 2 swords where we've seen him use that against a couple of people already. And then his OG style of him using 3 swords. He has used 2 sword in a lot of different fights. He used it in water against Horty when he was against Horty before pulling out the 3 swords. He used the 2 to test his strength. Then he used the 3, and then for the final slash against Horty under the water, he sliced him up. Which Horty was like, "Damn, for a human, you could swim pretty fast." So after all his training that he did after the 2-year gap, he was notably known that he can swim really fast underwater compared to the fishermen's. Um, he cut through a Logia type. He can cut through many things. He cut through Monette, who was a Logia, who she can use the snow and manipulate the snow into multiple different uh, barriers, and she can move through the snow and everything like that. We see them cut through Pika, another guy who turned into a stone golem, and he can move his body within his stones. So Zoro had to use different techniques and come up with different techniques. He has a very good, strong IQ. We've seen his battle against King, where he had to figure out King's weakness and analyze King throughout the fight and then figure out and come up with a move. Especially doing with Pika. He came out with 5 different moves, techniques. He used all of them and then he figured out the one to find Pika's weakness to cut through him. We seen him cut through meteors. When he cut through the meteor that Admiral, the blind Admiral, threw a meteor at Zoro, and Zoro cut through it. And the biggest notable alone to know when it comes to Zoro, he's very durable. The guy that placed the first scar on Zoro, when Zoro cut that meteor, the guy who Zoro is chasing cut that in one slice and basically dismantled that whole meteor into little pieces. And Zoro took one of his slices straight through the chest and was still able to fight a couple weeks and months later against Erlong and all the other fishermen. And he took a shark tooth straight to the chest by Erlong after he was already sliced and still bandaged up, bleeding. So he's taking a lot of damage. He has a lot of durability that speaks alone. There's a lot more to come for me to say, but I don't want to take up too much of the time. I'll pass it on to Ty.
All right, all right. Well, I love the character introduction for Zoro, so I'm gonna kind of pinch that a little bit for Atomic Samurai. So I know a lot of y'all listening probably know who Zoro is, right? You probably all seen One Piece. You probably love Zoro. He's that guy, right? I know quite a few of you though don't really know the hype behind Atomic Samurai. He is one of the top heroes, the number 4 hero in One Punch Man. And y'all know who Saitama is, I'm sure. The One Punch Man. So you know the kind of threats that he goes up against. And we're talking the number 4 hero in the entire world there. Man clears half of the monsters that even show up like easy mode. Easy mode. He's called the Atomic Samurai because he slices so finely that he can split individuals into their individual atoms. And you see it happen all the time where somebody pulls up on him and you see him sheathing his sword. You don't even see the attack, and you see them ribbons, atomized, hundreds of slashes instantaneously. And that right there, I think, is his biggest advantage. He has the overwhelming speed feat, completely overwhelming. Nothing else in One Piece even comes close to the level of speed that Atomic Samurai has. And you'll see it happen consistently throughout the series where he's able to attack so fast, so precisely, that it doesn't matter what's coming at him. It could be lightning, it could be light. He can send out attack waves, like energy waves, just like Zoro can with his Getsuga Tensho. Like, there are so many different abilities that Atomic Samurai has, just being a base human, which is a very important point to bring up when you take into the fact that with Zoro now, Zoro has to rely on Haki for a lot of his abilities. I'm not saying that
Not
all of his
true.
abilities rely on
Not
Haki.
true.
I'm not saying all of his abilities rely on Haki, but a good chunk of them do. And you take away that, and you gotta debuff Zoro a little bit. Atomic Samurai's coming in fully powered up because he's just a base human, nothing, no strings attached, no superpower abilities attached to that. So we're gonna get into like the more specifics in a second here, but I want you to make sure you put your bias aside and just take the feats as they come here. So I'm pass it over to Jamal, let him have his turn to really break down Zoro and why he thinks he should
Nah, we
win.
got to get into the rebuttal. You
Wait,
mean
why
Rico?
why is Jamal going? Hold
Rico,
on.
my bad.
Yeah.
Rico, yeah.
Hold on.
He wants Jamal to save him, but it's not gonna happen. um, when he brought up speed, Atomic Samurai speed is relative to One Piece speed, and I'm gonna tell you why. The fastest guy he fought was quoted to have as fast as sound, basically. Like he's as fast as like sound. So that's the fastest person he fought. So when it comes to speed, Zoro has fought people way faster than that. Along on his ship is Sanji, and we seen Zoro dash while Sanji had a head start, dash and catch up to Sanji. We seen Zoro fight Killer, which is a really fast. I mean, not Killer, Killer, which is a speed technicialist and an agility technicialist. That's one of his main feat. We seen him also fight King, which is known to be a very fast creature that flies at Zoro with multiple speed, and Zoro had to keep up with it. Zoro has one of the fastest reacting ability. We seen in the movie when he was fighting Fujitora. Zoro, by the time Zoro turned around, Fujitora had already blitzed him, and he put up his swords to block his attack in defense mode already. The slashes you mentioned, that Zoro, if you take Zoro's Haki, that's fine if you take his Haki. We gotta remember, Zoro fought number one, who was able to manipulate his body into different sword, and Zoro still defeated him. Zoro cut through a Logia type Monet without Haki. He scared her so bad she didn't even try to put herself back together. He sliced her in half completely. That's his presence alone of his aura scared her away from even attempting to try to get back. Right? Um, I don't think the 100 slices that you brought up of Atomic Samurai that don't compete to what Mihawk let alone did to Zoro. Okay, when he sliced Zoro in half.
Mm.
Arlong, who was the main antagonist at the time fighting Luffy, had Zoro up in the air, looked at Zoro and said, "Yo, who gave you those slices?" He was so scared that thinking like, "Yo, if I let this guy get back to being healthy, he could do some damage to me later on. Let me kill him now and get away from him." Erlong had to think and pause because he can see Zoro's durability along and his will to fight is stronger than Atomic Samurai. Atomic Samurai doesn't have the will and the ability to keep going when it comes to long fights, which this will not be a quick fight. those 100 slices are not going to help him at all. We've seen Zoro fight Kachi with he has 6 swords, six swords, and multiple slices when he's fighting Zoro. That didn't phase Zoro at all. Zoro can do exactly what Itemrak can do and even better. Let alone Brooks on the team can do all the quick slices and put it back into his sheet. We seen that already. Zoro could do that. He did that against Apu. We talking about speed. He blitzed Apu so fast that Apu was still talking. Was like, wait, what did he do? Oh, he just scared me. Boom, Apu was sliced. Didn't even know. And Zoro picked up the formula, gave it a chopper, and said, "Yo, I got to get out of here. I don't got time to play with this little kid. I don't got time to babysit this man. All right, I got to get out of here. He's over here running around like we playing tag. I don't got time to chase nobody no more." Durability again. We seen Zoro. Not only that, after he fought Ryuma and helped Luffy fight the Org, he dodged multiple stimulus pressure shots, lasers from Kuma, which travel at high speed, bro, from Kuma. And then after that, he still was fatigued and tired. He just beat Ryuma and took the sword and helped Luffy fight the board, which he blocked a punch from the board. He's fought dragon level monsters that you can compare to One Punch Man, that Zoro took on those high dragon threat level monsters and defeated them, versus the first time your boy fought a couple of dragon level monsters, he got beat. He overestimated his opponent, and he
I'm
thinks
gonna let you finish your
they're not
cap.
strong
I'm gonna let
enough.
you finish your cap, but go ahead.
No,
I'ma
it
let
ain't
you
cap.
finish your cap.
When he fought Black Sperm, this man fought Black Sperm, right?
Oh, Lord.
He couldn't defeat him because he overestimate him. When he fought Helzard as well too, or Melazard, right? He did the same thing. He gets hard-headed and he used the same brute technique. Even his opponent questioned him, "Why didn't you use a different technique to fight me?" He said, "This is the method we're known to use." His battle IQ leveled is graded a 4 on the monster reference on the hero association card. That's his IQ. So his battle IQ is not even up there. He has the power. They put the scale is at a 10, but his effectiveness is at an 8. Your power is at a 10, but his effectiveness is at an 8. I'm just gonna stop there and let you go ahead and go because I got more to read.
Okay, because my issue with that is that I feel like you're taking a lot of things out of context, man. You're taking a lot of things out of context to make it seem like they're less impressive than they actually are. First of all, Black Sperm was literally sent after him because he was a hard counter for Atomic Samurai's abilities. And if you look at that fight, you will see that this whole nonsense about Zoro fighting enemies that are just as fast as Atomic Samurai is straight cap. Straight cap. You see Atomic Samurai slash up Black Sperm over 400 slashes instantaneously. Disintegrated this man. And this man comes back together because he has his regeneration ability. Zoro is not fighting anybody nearly that fast. Zoro's not fighting anyone near that level of speed.
He is. Sanji,
wait. No. My turn. I didn't interrupt you, man. I didn't interrupt you. I gotta get my stuff out. Because next up, you talked about the laser feat that Zoro was dodging. Atomic Samurai was shot by lightning. Lightning was blasted at him. You want to know what he did? He had enough time to stop, turn around, look at it, and he disintegrated the lightning. He cut it up into pieces. Lightning, plasma. He cut plasma into pieces and wasn't even phased by it. Then you have the homeless king, the homeless god. He has the ability to send out light beams. And now I pulled some calculations and I did the math myself too. I followed the math that was being done to make sure that it was accurate for you, because I know we like to source our information here. Let me just pull up what I got. So Homeless Emperor, he sent a blast, destroyed multiple mountains in the background, contained over 2.2 trillion pounds of force. You want to know who deflected that attack? Atomic Samurai. Easily deflected it. Moreover, you have what's her name? The main villain in the Monster Association arc, the psychic. Gosh, I'm blanking on Psychos. Psychos had that attack that cut off, like it shaved off part of the planet. And she later, when she was stronger, she was powered up at this point, shot a blast at Atomic Samurai. Again, easy mode, disintegrated her attack that came at her, and then he was the one that actually landed that initial killing blow on her, cutting her in half. And I don't care what you say, Zoro is not fighting anybody who is anywhere near planetary level like Psychos was. Psychos is multi-continental level. And again, you're also talking about these dragon level threats. Let me remind you, a dragon level threat in One Punch Man is somebody who can destroy multiple cities. I know, in your head you're like, oh, city level, oh man, that's like easy mode. But no, a city in One Punch Man is a country because they live on one massive continent with 26 cities. So you're talking a country size, like multi-country level. That is a dragon level threat. And Atomic Samurai was dog walking all the other dragon level threats that came after him up until Black Sperm. And even after he got beat by Black Sperm, he was still continuing to dog walk all the rest that came after him after that point. He is the number 4 hero for a reason, man. That's talking number 4 out of everybody. Out of everybody. Tatsumaki, Bang, and Blast are the only ones above him. And these are people, these are people that are also like ridiculously overpowered. Bang can deflect any single attack that comes at him. Not a single attack that comes at him, he can't deflect. Tatsumaki can pull meteors from space. And then Blast is like planetary level. So, and he's number 4, man. He's the next up from there. You cannot sleep on my dog. It would not even be a close match because instantly, Zoro pulls up on him. Man's throwing 400 slashes. Zoro's not blocking all of them. He's not blocking all of them. I'm sorry, he's not. You've seen Zoro get hit by less. We've seen Zoro get hit by less, man. Consistently.
You talked about lightning. We seen Zoro get struck by a nail and still was kept moving. So what you talking about?
So did an old man. So did an old Skypian. So did an old man Skypian got blasted by 10 million Vari, and he walked up and he survived later in the series. I don't want to hear about it now. And now didn't kill a single person, man.
Okay, that's not our problem. We seen the nail literally strike multiple cities over there. That's not our problem if he killed or not. Zoro got strike. Your dude had to avoid lightning. We're talking about durability. Zoro survived a
80-year-old man survived a lightning strike of the same capacity, not even a stronger capacity. Then how is that a durability feat? So Zoro has the same durability as like an 80-year-old man.
Hold on. When we saw your man get put tested to the brink, this is where Zoro separates from this guy. When he got tested with Black Sperm from the brink, he was trying to get away. When he was trying to get away, he cut the roof to try to kill all the little black sperms, and it didn't work. And he got caught because he overestimated his opponents. His battle IQ in the fight is at a 4, my guy. He doesn't adapt and change. Zoro literally adapts to his opponent and changes and fights.
But you see, the issue with that is the only time Atomic Samurai
really quick.
Hold on, y'all talking at the same time. Hold on, y'all can't be talking.
Yeah, I'm stopping. I'm letting him go. All
right, go ahead.
All right. He is Zoro. Let me tell you, Zoro will survive those 400 slashes that you're talking about. None of those 400 slashes still is as strong as a Mihawk slash to me at all.
Okay, Mihawk was holding back. Mihawk was not trying to kill him. Mihawk brought him to the point that he could take. That was it. That's all Mihawk did.
He didn't. Anyone who gets sliced with that would have died there, bro. He didn't bring him to the point that he could take. We seen Mihawk slice this man.
No, Mihawk literally said, like, fantastic, get stronger and come find me. Like, if he wanted to kill him, he would have killed him.
Hold on. Y'all talking over each other again. Sorry, you can't yell, man. When you yell, it starts cutting out. So
my bad.
Once again, okay, go ahead and say what you were saying. Tariq, go ahead and say what you were saying.
No, I was saying Mihawk was clearly holding back against Zoro. If he wanted to kill him, he would have. He only did as much as would not kill Zoro. He held back. That's not a durability feat right there.
Atomic Samurai should not even hold the name Samurai in his name. When it was time for him to be able to die like a true swordsman and take it on the chest, he was literally losing his mind because he realized he could not defeat his foe who would split in half and he wouldn't adapt. For example, when Zoro fought Pika, who was a moving opponent and would disappear in different spots of the big stone, he adjusted, analyzed, and figured out a way to beat his opponent. Atomic Samurai doesn't do that. That's his biggest fault, is because he is cocky when it comes to fighting opponents he thinks he's stronger than. Just like you're doing right now. Atomic Samurai is going to go in this fight thinking that he could just blitz Zoro and attack him. It's not going to work, bro. That blitzing is not going to work.
So my
Zoro
issue
will
with
outlast him in this fight. When it comes to all of Zoro's tiers of taking big attacks. We seen when he took all of Luffy's pain when Kuma gave it to him. That's after he fought Ryuma and the big orc. He took that, right? We seen when he tried to cut his own legs. Zoro's IQ and intelligence of when it comes to fighting and surviving is better than a Tamarick samurai. And we seen, just like a Tamarick samurai can cut through stuff, we seen Zoro cut through fire. We seen him cut through a Goldlum stone, which is Pika. We see him cut through Kaido's skin, which is one of the toughest skin, bro.
With hockey, you can't just say he can do that.
Through that. And okay,
Those
you
were
said
with
hockey. But okay, you said with hockey. Check this out. You said with hockey. We seen Zoro fight while his sword drains him of energy. We see him fight with that while being drained. We didn't see Atomic Samurai fight with any handicap powers, because when he got under rope, somebody else had to come and save him. Well, Zoro can hold his own. In this fight, he will adapt to anything Atomic Samurai can do in this fight alone,
so
bro.
My issue with your comparison, that's a false comparison. That's a false comparison, because what you're saying is that Zoro can just magically adapt to a situation. You think Zoro fighting Black Swarm would have done any better? Absolutely not. There's nothing that he could have done against him in that fight. So he just stuck to his guns, what he knew he could do best, to try and extend it out, and then he was able to survive because of that. He doesn't adapt to his fight because most of the time he doesn't need to, because his enemies die that fast. They die that fast. And Zoro, he's not fast enough to be able to deflect the lethal attack that Atomic Samurai would immediately launch at him. 400 attacks coming straight for the neck. Straight for the neck. Zoro has a lot of endurance, but if his head gets cut off, that's it.
His head's not getting cut off, Ty. We've seen Zoro take on a full-on attack from Big Mom and Kaido and block it.
A singular blast
is not generating no near force to do that, my guy.
Do you remember what I just said? He deflected an attack of over 2.2 trillion tons of force. He slashes with over 7,000 pounds of force. That's 3,000 tons of force. So wait, question now.
Do together, bro.
Let's bring this back. Y'all remember? Wait. Y'all remember during the Odin versus Guts fight, right? Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Remember when we were talking Odin versus Guts? And Rico was adamant. He was adamant that no, Guts with his 100 tons, that's way more than what Odin could lift. And we established Odin was stronger than Zoro. He even agreed. Because I made the comment, I said, if this was Zoro instead of Odin, you would be on the other side of the fence. And Rico was like, no, I don't say that.
This is not the same argument, Ty. This is Odin and Guts. We're talking about Zoro and Atomic Samurai.
No, I know, but I brought up Zoro in that fight. I'm just saying, I brought up Zoro in that fight about the 100 tons feat, and you are on the other side of the fence.
Does not bring him down. But what I'm telling you
is
the speed that you're talking about that Atomic Samurai has is not as fast as Zoro's speed, bro. It's not. This man can only touch up. He only fought an opponent that was fast enough as the sound as the.
What character are you talking about in that case? I don't think that's true.
That is true.
We know Gold Sperm is faster than that, and you fought Gold Sperm.
I will confirm that for you.
Hold on, y'all still talking over each other. Hold on. So what happened now?
I have a question though.
Right,
that I want to ask you guys. My question is to you. You guys are bringing up each other's feats. I want to know what attack that Zoro can use, or what attack that Atomic Samurai can do that y'all know that Zoro can't defend or Atomic Samurai wouldn't defend. I want to know about that. Like, what is that?
Said that he don't believe Zoro could stop 400 slashes in an instant. That's what Ty says. Ty's saying that.
Okay. So then, Rico, what's your rebuttal to that?
Afro Samurai slashes too fast for Zoro to
react to. Okay. So then, Rico, what would you say to that? What can Zoro have anything Zoro done or any feat that you seen Zoro took on 400 slashes and like defend that and nothing would happen?
Okay, I'm defending that those slices, right? So what I told Ty was when that sheer force of power, we seen Zoro take an attack from 2 Yonkos, a big ass attack. He defended that. I seen Zoro fought multiple enemies with multiple swords that create multiple slices, and he fought that. I've seen Zoro push a gravitational pull force from the Vice Admiral, what's his name, Fujitorma, and he bounced that back.
You gotta put respect on my dog name. He an Afro now.
Yeah, Fujitorma, my bad, bro. I seen him Zoro push that gravitational force back and send a slice back at Fujitorma. So That's not happening. That's not working. Those slices not working on him. He
Okay.
gets
How
tired
about
out
this?
from doing
What
all
do you
those
think is
slices.
Zoro's greatest speed feat? His greatest speed feat.
His greatest speed feat, we literally seen when he blitzed Apu. Blitz him, and he didn't even realize that Zoro already blitzed him. We seen him keep up with Sanji. Sanji's literally 1 or 2 arc away from being as fast as the speed as light. We know he's gonna be that fast already. He's over the speed of sound. And to finish what I was saying to you about Atomic Samurai speed, he took on a demon level. What was the guy's name? Hold on, I got it right here just to let you know where I was talking about with the speed. Where the hell this shit at? He took on a demon level so fast that it was as fast as the Sonic of sound, basically. That was the fastest he ever took, bro. And that's it. He took on Hargeri, who claimed to be faster than the speed of sound.
What
That's
was his
it.
name?
That's the fastest opponent he ever faced. So you bringing up the speed
Whoa,
of
whoa,
him,
I
of
don't, I
he's
don't know
moving so
where.
fast to me.
What's this dude's
Him
name
moving
versus
that
who?
fast is cap. You're overestimating his speed, is what I'm saying. He is not
I'm
as
asking
fast
who
as
you're
what you
talking
think
about.
he
What
is.
was the name of the demon level threat?
He took on Hiragara,
Haragiri?
who that was the fastest he took
Yo,
bro.
okay, but okay, listen to this, Jamal. Listen to you see this feat that he's bringing up, and he's making it seem like he's like trying to downplay Atomic Samurai. This dude, speed of sound, like came up, pulled up, got the surprise attack on Atomic Samurai. Atomic Samurai turned him, boom, instant dead. Like cut him, and I actually
Yeah, but
counted this one.
that's
I counted
I'm
this one.
bringing that to
This
show
was
you
this was
that's the
over
fastest
80
opponent he ever
slashes.
faced. Zoro's faced opponents faster than that.
I know, but I'm saying you're trying to downscale Atomic Samurai by talking about somebody he's faced that's fast, and Atomic Samurai was leagues faster than them. Leagues. Like
It doesn't
orders of
say
magnitude.
Ty. When it comes to speed, this is what they reference to him.
I
This is
know,
what the
but I'm
story's
saying, but I
referencing to
brought
his
up I
speed.
brought up other speed feats. I brought up other speed feats. I talked about the time where he atomized lightning, where he's going up against light speed attacks from Homeless Emperor, who we know is light speed because that's his straight ability, is that he just controls light. So I'm saying
And
like
we've
there are
seen
other
Zoro
speed
compete
feats.
against light speed users too. We see him
Yeah,
compete. Bro,
but
how
have we
fast do you
seen
think
him take?
wait. How fast do you think Kaido and Big Mom are?
They're very fast. They're not the speed of light. They're nowhere near the speed of light.
Okay, Ty.
That's a good
We
question.
know they are the
You know,
speed.
I'll agree with
That's a
you
good
when I
question.
see Zoro block and Aru no Magatami from Kizaru.
The only person in One Piece that we definitively know is the speed of light is Kizaru. Anybody beyond
Yep.
that, we really don't know. The only people
Mm-hmm.
that we know that's close to the speed of light is Rayleigh, because Rayleigh fought Kizaru and Shanks. Shanks also
Yeah.
was able to fast enough. Maybe Ben Beckman. I don't know about Lucky Roof. Everybody swear Lucky Roof so fast, but I was like, bro, that was so long ago. Yeah. Everybody's like, oh yeah, Lucky Roof, but he wasn't there, and then he was there. I was like, okay, but that was like beginning of One Piece, bro. Like those
Yeah,
pirates,
way in
nobody.
the beginning.
That was
Yeah.
like way
Here's
in the
my
beginning. You
closing.
know what I mean?
Here's basically my closing argument to say
All right.
why I think
Okay.
Zoro
Here,
beat
yeah.
this
Let's get
guy.
these close
Right?
arguments so me and Jamal can make
Mm-hmm.
it.
That's it, right? When he fought Black Sperm,
Who?
the first
Black
thing that
Sperm.
Yeah, that's the
he fought
man's
this guy
name.
Black
Yeah,
Sperm.
that's the guy's name.
His ability is for real. The man lost a nigga named Black Sperm.
Yeah, that's his. That's his.
How he lose to a sperm? So Black
God.
Sperm, his ability is
Hey, he's
as
black,
when you cut him, he's split into many different pieces, right? And the first thing that a Tamarick Samurai did is he underestimated Black Sperm and was just like, "You're nobody. I'm gonna cut through you." So he said, "Hear me right." He said, "I'm gonna just use basically my 100 slices and just cut through this nigga." He started to do that. Nothing happened. Black Sperm kept splitting and splitting and splitting and splitting and splitting and splitting until Tamarick Samurai basically started to run out of stamina and endurance to keep up with slicing. And then he literally got punched into the ground. Now, the reason why I bring up that battle is because Zoro defeated people who are Logia types, which is Monet, who
Right.
can literally move her body through objects. Pika, he can move his body. Like Zoro cut a stone, Pika was gone.
Pika
He
wasn't
cut
a
another,
Logia
Pika was
type,
gone.
though.
So
Like,
when Zoro cut these guys, he came up with a strategy to beat them and pin them down and cut them in half and win. When when Atomic Samurai finally came against the opponent, that was his weakness. He could not come up with any strategic idea to beat them. He just relied on what he could do, which is the 400 slices in different slices. That's all he was relying on. Zoro is a more adaptable swordsman. He finds what he needs to do, how to kill his opponent. He analyzes. His IQ of battle is way tremendously above Atomic Samurai. That is one thing he's gonna get him. And on top of that, his durability is above Atomic
All right,
Samurai.
all right, Rico. Let's Ty. Go ahead,
Okay.
Ty.
So my thing again with this whole black sperm debate, I feel like Rico's bringing up black sperm like Zoro would have done any better. Zoro in that situation would have gotten beat just as bad, because the issue with black sperm is not just that when you cut him he slices in half, is that he can freely control and fuse all of his atoms into pieces, which is a straight up hard counter to Atomic Samurai's ability to atomize people. It's just a hard counter, and there was nothing that he could have done. I'm gonna be honest with you there.
I
That
know
being
what Zoro
said,
could have
though,
done against that.
no. That being said, though, Atomic Samurai goes up against any of the threats that Zoro goes up against.
I'm curious.
Yeah?
What would Zoro have done?
So when Zoro fought against Mr. One, remember he had to hold on his senses because he figured he was. You remember he couldn't cut Mr. One at the beginning.
Yeah, because he was too
So
hard.
he had literally listened to the sound and everything of like the earth and like concentrate and to figure out like a point to cut Mr. One. And I think he would use that same thing where he would have to feel out for where he could deliver a damaging blow to hurt Black Sperm.
That's not how that works.
I don't think that will work on Black Sperm because Mr. One was a singular being. Yes, he couldn't cut through metal, but
what I'm saying to you, CJ, he was listening through like the nature of sound to hear how to control the power of his sword.
Technically, that was hockey, but
an object,
I guess.
But he has the ability to. But he's immune to getting cut. Like, it's just straight. If he's immune to getting cut, Zoro couldn't have done anything. There's no weak spot. The only reason that he ended up losing is because he fused into like one creature and he got beat by Garo. Like, he got punched in the face. That's the only reason he lost, is because he stopped using his ability to just split into a million pieces. But regardless, my point, my final argument against Zoro at least
final argument
is
so we can me and
yeah. At the end of the day, adaptability is only as important as your enemy is equal to you. If you dwarf your enemy in a factor, it's not going to matter how adaptable you are. Like if you got like a mouse versus like a giant, it doesn't matter how adaptable that mouse is. If he comes up with a million strategy, that giant's going to stomp that mouse. He's just going to stomp him out. With Atomic Samurai now, Atomic Samurai is not going to play around. He's not going to go up and like underestimate Zoro in the sense where he's not going to go all out. He's going to go all out right from the start because that's what he does. He just kills people. He's like, I'm going to walk up, I'm going to slice your head off, I'm going to walk away. And if one slice isn't enough, I'm going to throw 2,000. I'm going to throw 2,000 slashes at you up until you die. And Zoro has a lot of endurance, but again, that's only so far as he's alive. If his head gets cut off, doesn't matter how much endurance you got. That's going to be it. End of story.
Head will get cut off, Ty, because Atomic Samurai is not faster than Zoro. The speed is
according to you. I feel like I've provided more than enough evidence to support it.
Let me hear what you thinking. What you think?
So to be honest, both of you guys are bringing up a lot of feats and what they went through and how they done. I feel like to me, I'm not hearing like an attack or something that on a range or a style that Zoro wouldn't be able to compete with Atomic Samurai or vice versa. And I think that's the issue that I'm having, because it's like, okay, clearly they both as powerful, they both as fast, they both have done amazing things, and it's just like, okay, but I guess I'm looking for me personally, I'm looking for something that's like, yo, hey, how, like for example, when Asta versus Boji, when you asked me the question, how's Asta going to defend this special attack when Boji hit you where he paralyzed your whole entire nerve? It's like, oh snap. That's what I guess I'm anticipating. That's what I'm looking for. And I guess it's like, I don't even know. It's okay. I'm just hearing, to me, what I just took, okay, they both were just fast and strong as hell. Well, that's just all I got.
I think it goes.
Yeah, because realistically, without hockey, you don't really have any special abilities or named attacks.
Well, repeat that one more time.
I'm saying that like Atomic Samurai doesn't have any like named attacks or anything like that, like in a regular shonen.
Flash.
Does he?
He do.
Atomic Flash, but it's just It's just him
He has
cutting
the
real
air.
fast.
He has the air blade. He has the atomic beeline slash, and he has the atomic slash. Those are his 3
I
attacks.
guess, yeah, fair enough. But it's like it's
And
mostly just like
all
I'm
of
gonna
those
cut real
attacks,
fast.
Zoro is able to do those same attacks because he's talking about he slashes. He can throw like
Well, okay.
slashes at you.
All
Zoro's
right,
able to
before
do
we
that.
continue, CJ, what you leaning on towards? CJ, what you feeling? Because you probably
I know both characters, so I was trying to hope because in my mind they kind of pretty similar, in certain things. I'm not going to argue for nobody, so I can't really. But there's some stuff that y'all both kind of missed that y'all really could have brought up that have made this a little bit easier for Jamal to figure out who can do what. But um, I don't know, man. Let's see here.
I could give y'all some attacks.
question. Hold on, let me ask you this question, CJ.
What's up?
What is one argument that you feel like could have been brought up on either side that could have gave me more of an idea to like, okay, hey, because I'm to me they just
I am
similar in so
stumped
many
too. I
ways.
don't know. They similar to me too. All right, but look. All right, so what the black sperm thing? All right, so when he was going against black sperm, it got to the point where black sperm was literally so small that it was how many clones of him at the time? Tyreek would know. Tyreek, how many clones was it at
Like,
the
man,
very
I
most?
tried my best to like count all the like different things in here. There's easily over 500. Like,
Right, but then
and they keep like reforming is the thing. So it's not like they
yeah, and
stay
they
small. They like
reformed.
come
So it's
back
like
together.
he has a healing factor. I don't think Zoro ever went against him with a healing factor besides Loki uses. Zoro did go against Monet, but in all reality, Zoro didn't cut Monet. He just scared her so bad that he made her think she got cut, and then she just couldn't put herself back together.
That's true.
But then at the same time, we can all agree at the fact that Zoro's over Brooks in terms of sword skill, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then it was a time where Frankie, Robin, and Brooks all got attacked by a whole bunch of ants on a bridge, and Brooke just walked past them and cut all of them. So if it's like if Brooke could do that, do you think Zoro could do that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for
Easily.
sure. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying Atomic Samurai does that on the regular. Like on the regular, that's like easy most of him.
I'm sorry, that's why I say
But
that's why
so
I
does
feel like
Brooks.
they're similar. Um, let me think. Let me try to do it like this. What if we break it down? In terms of technique and like precision, I would give it to Atomic Samurai. In terms of endurance, I'll definitely give it to Zoro.
Well, wait. If you say technique and precise, I wouldn't give it to Atomic Samurai only because we literally seen Zoro when he cut Apu, bro, with the
I
precision.
understand,
He
but
cut him. He cut. Remember, Drake was right
I
there.
understand
He
Drake.
precisely cut Apu to avoid Drake.
I understand. Like, okay, with that instant, that doesn't really precision. I can see that as okay. Zoro moved faster than everybody else, but Apu
And
isn't one of the faster characters in One Piece. Even though he was running away from
he
everybody,
isn't,
he really
but he
isn't.
does use sound
He
attacks.
uses sound attacks, but that doesn't mean his movement is sound speed.
No, not his movements, but you still gotta
I
avoid his attacks.
Yeah, but he didn't. Okay, so here's
And remember when Zoro? Oh, wait. I'm to precise. Remember when Zoro was stuck basically, and he was literally like, where was it? He was. It was. I think it was like around Alabasta, somewhere. He was stuck in like a chimney, and he had to use his sword to get out. Like so, even in close distance and far distance, and even when Vegapunks pulled up, right? They're like, "Yo, yeah, Zoro's in the back chilling, but that doesn't mean he can't get you from there." His long range and close range attack, he's precise in however far he is.
Yeah, but so is Atomic Samurai. Like I said, he cuts people at the atomic level,
yeah, and
and
that's
he's
what I was doing.
extremely controlled. And he trained, and
Because
he's also a teacher. He has 3 students that he's trained
Ty.
like how to use those same
I'm gonna be honest
abilities.
with you. Hold on. I'm gonna be honest with you. The thing for me that separate Atomic Samurai and Zoro is fighting IQ. Atomic Samurai's fighting IQ is not up there, bro. It's not. Even they graded him. The Hero
Mhm.
Association gave him a grade of a 4 when it comes
but
to his
four out of what
intelligence.
though?
A 4 out of 10. They graded up to a 10, a scale of a 10, right? Hold on. I got y'all right now.
Okay, what would you
Hold on.
give Zoro?
His fighting technique, a 10.
His
You see
IQ.
what he did?
IQ.
His IQ. You see what he did against
Luffy did just call him a
King?
fool. Now coming from Luffy, I ain't gonna lie. That's just me being an asshole. Sanji ain't no fool. Anyway.
This was
Damn.
his IQ, bro. Intelligence, a 4.
That nigga went to sharing the screen immediately. Like,
Yeah, stamina
look at
9, endurance is at 8, power is a 10 though.
But his effectiveness is a 8. He has the
No,
power.
but
but his
effectiveness has nothing to do with his fighting ability. That's about being a hero. That's about like how effective is he as a hero, as a deterrent, as all those other things. That has nothing to do with his fighting ability.
No, but it has to do with his effectiveness, bro. The damage
About
that you're
being a
landing.
hero, like how does he inspire the people?
That's what they put it up there for.
No, it's like popularity, like in My Hero. It's like how effective is All Might versus Endeavor? Endeavor is more effective, but All Might is more popular and stronger. It has nothing to do with his fighting ability.
I don't know, Jamal, man. Like I said, they really are pretty similar in sense. Man, I don't know. Zoro did block Big Mom's attack. Big Mom and Kaido's attack.
Singular attack. It's one.
That was a singular. That was a combined attack, my guy.
Well, we got.
It was a combined attack.
2 attacks into one.
It was
still one attack.
One attack though. But then again,
one attack.
Like Tyreek said, Atomic Samurai blocked the laser that destroyed mountains.
So what do you think that big ass thing would have done?
I mean, you can say it could destroy mountains because it kind of that big ass blast was pretty big.
Yeah, but you want to know who was fine after blocking that blast? Atomic Samurai. You want to know who was packed up after blocking that blast? Zoro.
He did. Hey, guess what? Guess what? He did that while 30 bones in his body was broken. So I don't want to hear that. Yeah, he was packed up, but 30 bones in his body was already broken, and he still blocked that shit.
Before then, so I thought that was after the blast.
No, that wasn't after that.
When did he?
I don't remember that.
He did.
When did he break his bones? I thought he broke his bones blocking that attack.
That's what I'm saying.
And then
so he was. Oh, you're right. But he wasn't packed up after that though.
Yeah,
because he still had one more attack
after that.
Yeah, he wanted to.
Yeah, so he wasn't packed up. So you're right about that. It was before, and then his 30 bones got broken, and he still was fine. So he wasn't packed up, Ty.
But then, like I said, I don't know. Oh, damn, it's tough. But I still would give the precision. God damn, I don't know. Now that I think about it,
I would say this is tough for me due to the fact that I don't really know Atomic Samurai, and based on everything that you were bringing up, Ty, I'm just like, Zoro can do the same too. It's like that's the issue for me. It was just like and I guess I'm just looking for the edge. I guess I'm looking for that edge.
You gotta look at it like this, Jamal, because even if two people could do the same thing, one person does it better than another.
Let me say the edge, right? Zoro has.
Ricardo keeps just coming back to the IQ point of it.
Yeah. Okay.
No. Wait. I'm moving.
Let me CJ talk for a little bit, because CJ, I get what you're saying, though, CJ. Where you're saying, yeah, one person can do something better. I agree
that's why
with you.
I'm saying if I break it down, if you really break it down.
Bro, this is actually like really tough.
But then you have
because I don't give that I don't give that person the edge.
Hold on. Ricardo brought up him cutting Pika, but then he cut Pika with Haki too.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did cut Pika with Haki.
Before the Haki, he did multiple moves without Haki.
No, that was on the little tiny wall, like the tiny stone wall.
That was no little tiny wall, my guy. And to either further that, he sliced Fujitomo's meter, and that was without Haki.
Was that without Haki? When he did that in Stampede?
But that's not canon.
No, it was without Haki.
That's not canon, though.
We could, huh?
Is it Stampede, the movie?
I think so. I don't know.
That's the only time.
That's the only time they fought, or they like somewhat clash.
No, that's not the only time they fought. They fought when
Fujitora packed.
They fought when Fujitora first pulled up to the. When he first pulled up to Don Flamingo Island.
Dressrosa. Yeah. Fujitora packed up Zoro, and then when they fought in the movie, It wasn't even a fight, really. Zoro kind of just saw him, and then he was just like, "Oh yeah,
Well,
I
he
gotta
didn't.
go."
No. Future blitzed Zoro. He
Yeah,
blitzed him.
they
Zoro literally
clashed. They
turned.
Yeah,
clashed.
but it was so
They
quick though. It wasn't like a long
listen.
clash.
They clashed, and then he was just like, "All right, I don't got enough time to fight you right now, so I'm gonna just leave you with this." And then the meteor was coming, and he was just like, "Okay." Then Zoro did cut the
Yeah, you can definitely
meteor,
see the flash of
but
hockey.
then the thing is, when Zoro cut the meteor, he cut it in half. So
Yeah,
there
he
was
was in
still
the middle
two
of it.
pieces of meteor still falling. It wasn't
Two.
until Mihawk came and cut the meteor further than
Yeah,
Mihawk was. Then he was like, "Mihawk,
Mihawk
you're here,"
obliterated the
and then
meter.
he was just
Yeah,
like, "You still
you want to
got
know
work
who
to
else
do."
would have done that? You want to know who else would have done that? Atomic Samurai.
No, he would not have.
Yes, he would have. He's done stuff like that of comparable measure all the time.
No,
All the
Atomic
he would
time.
Samurai
not have.
cut meteors
Not
before.
now. No,
I'm saying stuff as large or
you
significant
saying
as
he
meteors,
would have?
yes.
What's the
I
He
biggest
think he
never
thing?
would
done
Hold
have.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. What's the biggest thing Atomic Samurai cut?
Let me pull it up. Because I think the biggest thing he cut was thinking what's her face, Psychos, because Psychos was like huge, if you remember. And he like cut her in half. Well,
I think the
kind
biggest
of. He
thing
cut her in a couple
Zoro
pieces.
cut was.
Not really. See, you saying kind of, bro.
I'm pulling up the
It's all
picture.
about kind of.
I think the biggest thing Zoro ever cut was Pika. Right?
He did cut Kaido.
That was with hockey.
You
Oh,
can't say,
cut
but
Pika with
That
you
was
can't
hockey.
say
That
he
was hockey.
cut Pika because he did cut Pika with
with
hockey. When the guy threw him off his fist.
Without hockey, what has he cut?
He cutting 6 cannons at the same time. He's cutting the Mr. One without hockey.
That's cutting through
He
steel.
also
He can cut through steel,
he
definitely.
cut through steel. He cut through large boulders. He cut through a ship with the sheath on. You remember when he was trying to test his powers and he cut the ship? He's cutting that.
Mhm.
What else he cut? He cutting a plenty of the little when he was fighting Mr. One, the buildings,
Mhm.
and he threw a fucking building at Mr. One.
He did throw a building. I don't think, in terms of strength, Zoro definitely has that over time.
Zoro got
Yeah,
that.
Zoro got that. It
Yeah.
seems like based on strength, Atomic Samurai.
Strength, Zoro got that. Rare
Yeah.
strength, he got that.
Right.
I'll give him the
Durability,
strength
Zoro
feat.
has that.
Raw
But
strength.
I'm giving,
Zoro
like,
got
again,
that. But
what I'm saying
I
is
gotta
it
be
doesn't matter
honest.
how strong you are.
No, hold on. Now that I think about it, the fact that you take away hockey from Zoro, and then you really look at what he's cut without hockey, that's everything before the time skip. There's
Yeah.
certain things
Yeah.
after the time skip he didn't use hockey for. Like, I'm pretty sure he cut through the past the feast without hockey when
He
Without
did.
that
hockey.
up again.
When they from the time skip, yeah, that was
Yeah, he
was
did. He
without
cut it
hockey.
without
Yeah,
hockey.
and then he cut that ship. Like, that's the ship he cut in half. Remember that ship went down, and he got lost again. His GPS was bugging out. But
And when he cut Monet, it was without hockey. Yeah, I know what you meant, CJ, but that cut alone scared the fuck out of her, and that was without hockey.
yeah,
Well, he
I
didn't
understand.
cut
Don't get
her.
me wrong. That was without hockey. But when I said that he didn't really cut her, is the fact that she knew that she could not fight him, but he distinctly said, "I will not cut a woman." So she thought she had the upper hand. Then when she started acting more animal-like, and she realized that she done messed up, and that he's going to actually start fighting, she was so scared that she really did that. It was more of a self-inflicting damage.
No, but it was when he attacked her and
Yeah,
split
don't get me
her.
wrong.
Like
She was going for
it
the
wasn't like
attack, but then she was, as if you could remember, when the attack was coming, she was like, oh my god, he's gonna cut me," and then like the sword passes through her, so he did cut her without hockey, but a Logia user that wouldn't affect her. It's the mental damage of she really thought that he was gonna cut her that really did the damage to her. Because
true.
regular swords don't affect Logias regardless. So
True.
that didn't do no damage.
Yeah.
The mental. It was the fact that, I thought he was gonna cut me. And she couldn't pull herself back together after that because she was like, oh my god.
If you guys do remember, he also he perfectly cut the C train car lengthwise in a single cut.
He did cut the
Did do
train in
that.
And
half. I ain't gonna lie.
he
That was
also cut.
pretty impressive.
Yeah, he also cut Mr. Five explosive booger. Yeah, it was a booger, but it was like an explosive booger in half and ran through that bitch.
Yeah. I'll say that train is probably the biggest thing he cut pre-time skip without hockey.
Yeah.
But
Probably,
then,
yeah.
like Tyreek says, that's why I'm waiting for Tyreek to come back with whatever Atomic Samurai because Atomic Samurai doesn't have hockey. Everything he cut, he uses a regular sword until he got that God sword
Exactly.
later on.
Like
But
my
before
only
then,
issue with it
he
is
uses nothing but a
that
regular
Zoro has
sword.
like thousands of chapters of like content.
What?
Like Atomic Samurai is like very like sparse. Like it's very scarce. Like all the feats that you see for Atomic Samurai because he's not even a main character in the series. I'm
Oh,
like going through trying to like find like the significant stuff. But like I said, most of it are the feats that are already like brought up. Where like I point
okay.
out like the
So let
major
me put it
stuff
like
that
this:
he
you
yeah.
said Atomic Samurai beat what was his name? The fast guy. Who's the guy that Atomic Samurai completely
Yeah,
atomized?
Kawagami or whatever is it?
Kamigari. All
Hiragari,
right,
something like
so
that.
here's my
Yeah,
thing. In One Punch Man, certain characters have insane durability. Like they're supposed to be regular humans or regular whatever, but they have insane durability. So like
Hmm.
certain characters, it's hard to be like I don't know how to explain this.
Let me put it this way. You remember Sea King
Yeah,
from One Punch Man? He was a
Yeah.
demon level threat.
he
Demon
was a
level.
what?
That's
Demon
below
level threat.
dragon level. And nobody could hurt that man. You got one of the S class going up and getting bodied against him. You got Genos going up against him, getting bodied by him.
Genos got his ass
Those are the
spanked by
kinds of
Sea King. Sea King was a
yeah,
bum.
those are the kinds of like people who are fodder for Atomic Samurai. And he just instantly kills them. He's going up against dragon level threats. And again, he is like clotheslining them. He's absolutely destroying most of them up until Black Sperm comes, who is this hard counter. But before that point, nobody could light a candle to him. Not to mention, like the three, I think they're the three Cotters or whatever they're called in One Punch Man. They were the three strongest, and they were fighting like multiple S class heroes. So they're like extremely powerful. Again, these are like the strongest of the dragon level threats, which are multi-continental level.
bro. When you look at those strong level threat that you're talking about, you can basically compare their power scales to a bunch of One Piece characters.
No, you
What they
can't.
do? Because
No,
I
you
even
can't,
looked
man.
at
Look at the
most of what they did.
ramifications.
Rico, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna have to disagree on that one. Because these are people. Let me put it like this: the people from One Punch Man that they go against in One Punch Man are very much like Dragon Ball Z level people.
Yeah, facts.
Hmm.
Facts. Yeah, for real.
They're very much, but like, there's some people on there that I'll be like, yeah, they could probably go in Dragon Ball Z and actually do some stuff. I mean, they probably beat Krillin, but
Go ahead on my dog
universes
Krillin,
out here.
man.
Krillin run through universes out here, man. You know what I'm saying? But
I would love to see Bang versus Krillin Loki. Sorry,
this
side
this
tangent. Anyways, continue.
this is a very tough one. But we got to make a decision.
He-
So
Okay,
Jamal,
one last
where are we
thing.
going?
Here's one last thing. Here's
Yo,
why I say Zoro would do really good against this guy. Remember when he saw what was Momonosuke's fake dad?
Kinemon,
Kimona,
Kinemon.
whatever his name is.
Kinemon,
Kinemon.
Kinemon, then Winemon.
When Zoro saw him slice through fire, Kinemon did not even have to tell Zoro that technique and he learned it. So I'm pretty sure Zoro can pick up your dude's 400 slice technique just by absorbing and watching him.
No,
The
that's
reason
like the
why I say
same as saying that's literally like the same as saying like if Zoro saw like Kaido's attack, he could attack just as strong as Kaido. No, that's not how that
no, I'm
works.
talking about a strict swordsman. He saw a swordsman style.
No,
I
yeah,
didn't
there's
say
a
their power.
technique
It was
versus the
against another
ability
sword.
needed
He
to
saw another
perform the
swordman
technique.
do the technique and he picked it up immediately.
I
His
would.
IQ alone is picking
wait,
it up.
hold on, time out. Correct me if I'm not. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Kinemon, his sword his sword also can produce fire, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, but he cuts through
So
fire.
time out. So I don't think it's the same. I think he just saw what Kinemon can do and realized, oh hey, maybe I can cut fire because Zoro ain't producing fire. He just cutting fire.
I didn't say he produced fire, Jamal. I'm saying he picked up the technique of cutting through
But
fire, not producing it.
okay, but cutting through fire ain't nothing serious. That's what I'm just saying.
Yeah, because we already got
So
Atomic
that's
Samurai
basically
already
like
cut through
saying,
lightning.
Yeah, cutting
yeah,
through
basically
lightning
that's nothing.
laser. So it's like with him cutting through fire. I'm pretty confident Tommy Samurai can cut through fire too. I'm just saying that's not a good argument. That's not a good point.
Okay.
Honestly,
Yeah,
for me, TJ, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm really torn between the two. It's like, man, I'm I'm like, yo, should we just give it up to like for my pick? I'm like, yo, should I just give it up to social media and let them pick? Cause I'm really torn. I can't not
No,
Nah,
pick
I don't
man. If you
think
give
this
it up
will
to
go
social
well in
media, I'm
social
losing
media
for sure.
because then that's just gonna be a popularity contest. Everybody's
Oh,
gonna
it's gonna be
hop
a
on
popular
Zoro.
contest. I agree
Yeah,
with
because
you.
you know
Okay.
Zoro's more known. Zoro's more known. Zoro's,
Oh
and
yeah,
then
that's
on
true.
top of that, he's more known. He's one of the top characters in One Piece. Everybody gonna be like, "Oh man, Zoro!" Just like how they flock to Itachi. You know what I'm saying? You throw Itachi in any Naruto conversation, like, man, no, Itachi is it. Why? How
Yo,
does Itachi
I
got it?
can't
Because he's
stand you right
Itachi.
now. I can't stand you.
What makes Itachi so great? He's Itachi. When he was a child, he was thinking at his Hokage level.
Are you upset because they're roasting you?
Bro,
You
nobody
getting
came.
roasted?
First of all, nobody came at me with a
Ah,
viable.
yeah. Can
Nah,
y'all
we're
make
gonna
your
address
decision
this real
already?
quick. All
Let's
the
not go through it.
fans
Let's not
out
go
there
through it,
that's
bro.
on our social media page, none of y'all came
Just
with
make y'all
with
decision
a
already,
liable
fam.
argument. I was debunking all your arguments for why Itachi. Itachi is at the bottom tier of all the known Uchihas.
I don't know
Nah,
about that.
Bottom
stop the
known
cap.
Uchihas?
Stop the cap. No,
All the
no, we're
known
not
Let's
doing.
not
Uchihas?
turn this
Yes,
into
yes.
Itachi. Can we do the voting, bro? Come on, we like
Okay,
55 in.
so all right.
CJ just pick because Jamal is gonna be.
I'll pick. I'm gonna go with. I will only go with Zoro, and this is the only reason why I'm going with Zoro. This is strictly my only reason why. And because everything that you brought up, Ty, is like to me, Zoro can do that, and it seems like the only thing that's going to top Atomic Samurai beat Atomic is the fact that Zoro looked like he's 10 times stronger than him. And it seemed like if Zoro get one good hit on Atomic Samurai, doesn't seem like he's surviving that. Like if just one good hit, that's it.
But I mean,
And
couldn't the same be said for
No,
Zoro though?
huh?
you know what I got? I got
Couldn't the
one
same be
question.
said for Zoro?
No, because his durability, and I can name all the strong
Okay, but
attacks he's
my
taken.
thing is like you're talking about durability in terms of getting like again, you're just head cut off because it's gonna be the same thing for both characters. They're bloodlusted. They're actually fighting to kill. Same thing. You get cut in half. You get cut in half. That's not durability.
No, what I'm saying is this is like because of the strength. I'm not talking about durability. I feel like Zoro's strength is so strong that like yo, hey, like you say, this man picking up mountains and houses. It's like I feel like if he just get one good hit on Atomic Samurai, I don't know how Atomic Samurai really come like
See,
surviving that.
Well, what I'm saying is Atomic Samurai. In my opinion, I know there's still the debate in your head though. But my thing is I think he's significantly faster, and Zoro is still flesh and blood.
God.
Atomic Samurai gets one hit in before Zoro can react. He's done.
Zoro has one of the best
That's
reaction
true.
times in One Piece, my guy.
In One Piece, not in One Punch Man.
here's my thing. So Zoro is stronger, right? And Zoro can cut
Mm-hmm.
through steel. Facts.
Mm-hmm.
And Tommy Samurai also can cut through steel. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I really see this fight ending with both of them just cutting through each other's swords. And then they end up having to go to a slugfest. It's gonna be a fist fight after that. Cause they both can cut through steel. It's like they sword clashes, both their swords gonna break.
Well,
Atomic Samurai
but
is a
didn't
regular
Oda say
sword.
That
didn't
is
Oda say
true.
that
A
that Zoro
regular
cutting through steel was hockey? Like
huh?
when he cut through Mr. One?
Wait,
No, that wasn't what
Mr.
hockey.
One that
That
was
wasn't
way
hockey,
before
bro.
hockey.
Remember, hockey
No, no,
wasn't
no, no, no.
invented
As in, like, it's before.
until
No, it's before it was introduced. But I'm pretty sure Oda said that it was like hockey within the old, like pre-time skip. That was like the earliest
No,
like
it wasn't
iteration,
with
one of the
hockey,
earlier
bro.
iterations.
Okay, I
yeah,
see
but
what he's
it
saying.
wasn't what
I
hockey
see
though.
what he's saying. He's saying just because okay, so with One Piece, there are instances before the time skip that characters used hockey. We just didn't know it was hockey at the time. So what he's saying is like back when Luffy went against Mr. Three, the wax guy, and the guy made a whole bunch of clones of himself. And then Luffy still knew which one was the real one and was able to attack. And he was like, "How did you know which one was the real me?" And Luffy chucked it up to, "I don't know, I just knew." But if we look now that we know, it's he had observation hockey, or he had the very basis of observation hockey, so it kind of helped him pick out which one was the real one. So what
Yeah,
Tyreek is saying that is in that instant he thinks Zoro is using hockey. But here's my thing about that, Ty. If we're
I
going to use
disagree
that
with that.
terminology, then we really can't use Zoro in this fight because then we wouldn't know what would be hockey and what wouldn't be
Fair
hockey.
point. Fair point. It's still speculation, so I'll concede
It'll
that.
check it up to, and then we'll end up arguing about like, oh, that was definitely hockey. Well, what would be the proof of that? We no color
Yeah.
change, no
Even
nothing. But who can cut through that? And then we'll throw our hands up and just be like, well, we don't know because it happened pre-time skip, and hockey wasn't colored back then, so nobody really knows. So we can't really use that argument, Ty. But like,
yeah, because even his fight with the giraffe nigga, that was a lot of like moves he brought up. You remember Zoro made his arms as big as a fucking ape. Like he pumped his
Each
arm to
gorilla
use,
need
because
gorilla.
early
the
on
gorilla
Zoro
arm
used a
thing
lot of
is
animal attacks, a lot of animal name attacks.
So, like I
Lion
said, I'm
Fang.
just basing it
I
on
don't know, bro. I
everything
don't know
else
who
is
to
the
give it to.
same. The only thing for me is it just seems like Zoro have more strength and is stronger. That is like, yo, hey, I can see what CJ's saying. Like, if they both cut through each other's sword and they got to go through a fist fight,
But
I
let's,
gotta give it
yeah,
up to
but Jamal,
Zoro.
this not a who wins who. Is this is who's a better swordsman. So we have to really break this down.
Yeah,
I don't know, bro. If we gave him
yo,
indestructible
that's
sword, I
tough.
don't
I'm
know.
I'm really torn between the two. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay, so
I'm really
like,
torn.
And don't forget about math too. Like I said, Atomic Samurai strikes with over 3,000 tons of force.
Yeah, but we seen how strong Zoro is too.
3,000 tons?
that's a lot.
Ah,
If we're talking about pure sword skills, right? In this vacuum, right? Zoro, let's take a look at this, right? Let's break it down to sword skill. Zoro in all the anime at the beginning, he was more comfortable using 3 swords. And then as the anime progressed, he started to get comfortable using 2 swords attack. And then we see where he relied on his final attack to be 1 sword attack. Because you remember he had Kurina's sword as his main sword for the longest, because every sword he kept breaking because of the sheer force he would apply to it. So if we're talking about pure skills, he started to master two sword style, 3 sword style, and then 1 sword style. Because now in his bag of tricks of his swordsman, he can, based on the opponent and the fighting style, he can go to one of those abilities to where he relies on just 1 sword. Like for example, I know I keep bringing it up. When he wanted to catch a poo, he used a 1 sword dash attack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When he wanted to slice a Horty underwater to adapt to his ability and swim faster than that nigga, he used a 1 sword attack.
They both do have ranged attacks also, but whose range is farther?
Yeah, they both do.
Oh, we
So
don't get to see the full
what
extent
I'm
of
saying,
Atomic
what
Samurais,
I'm saying with
really.
the sword skill is Zoro can master different style of sword techniques. Is what I'm trying to bring forward.
You gotta remember too, like again, Atomic Samurai has 3 pupils that he taught how to use like their swords, and they basically imply that he has all the same skills that they do, but better. And we see them use a bunch of different skills as well. And unfortunately, I honestly didn't like pull up their individual like attacks and whatnot. But we see them like pull out a whole bunch of different like types of sword skills and whatnot. So it's implied that Atomic Samurai could do the same thing. So he has way more than what he's
It's not
displayed. But
implied that he
again,
can use two
again,
swords, bro.
it's just an
It's
issue
implied that he
of
taught his students.
like Zoro has thousands of chapters of content, and Atomic Samurai has like 40 maybe.
Well, there's a reason why he's a side character and he's number 4.
God
It's not
damn.
my fault.
No,
If he
it's
was
just
that guy,
okay.
he would be more than what he
No,
is.
if Zoro was in a show with stinking Saitama,
Now
Zoro would also be a side
now
character.
we getting into the insults.
yeah.
Hey, he's using it. How you gonna? It's the reason they give him 40. No, that's his problem because he's not that guy.
No, but the number 2 and number
Alright,
3, it
so
makes sense though. Why they number 2 and 3 though? Like, come
I
on.
got a headache, bro.
Yeah. No, I'm just poking fun at him.
It's gonna give me a headache, bro. I don't know.
But I'm saying for pure sword technique style, Zoro mastered
Can
different
we
sword
get this a
techniques.
draw,
He
and
came
then
up
we
with his
can
own
throw
sword.
these 2 characters against 2 other characters?
Yeah, I'll
Huh?
take it.
Can we throw this up as a draw and then have these 2 characters go on to the next round? They go against 2 other characters.
All right, man. Instead of us moving Zoro and Atomic Samurai on, we didn't feel good to move both fighters. That would have messed up our bracket. So instead, we're going to do a sudden death, and the judges have to give us a scorecard. And the scorecard include your sword skills, slash your feats, the IQ of the fighter, the speed, the strength, the durability, and endurance. And based on who scored more points because of sudden death, we'll move on to the next round. All right. How's everybody feeling, man? Before we get into this.
We feeling good, man. We
Feeling
feeling
good.
good.
All right. So Ty, I'm gonna let you go first, my guy.
All
Give
right.
us your closing argument.
Okay, so closing argument. Just want to finish up everything like in a neat bow here. So again, I want to highlight here that Atomic Samurai easily has the speed. He easily has it. We've seen him cut through lightning. We've seen him cut through light blast from Homeless Emperor. We've seen him cut through people like hundreds of times in a flash, in a second, like less than a second, milliseconds, and instantly take them down. And now One Piece, when people get cut, you see the little like slash marks like cut through them, but then they like after the fact, you just see them like tiny little cut in the front of them and they just pass out. That's not how it works in the real world. That's not how it works in One Punch Man. When you get cut, you get cut clean through. That happens to Zoro, he's done. I'm sorry. Zoro's cool. I love Zoro. He's one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character from One Piece. But if you have enough speed and enough technique, which Atomic Samurai
Sorry.
definitely does, you can very easily, instantly take out Zoro before he even has a chance to react. We see Zoro get cut all the time. We see him get hit all the time. Atomic Samurai has the speed easily, and he has the skill enough to take on down Zoro instantaneously, way before he can react. That's pretty much my final points.
All right, all right. That was some good points. Um, Definitely love the energy, man. Because even we both are Zoro lovers, so I know it's a little tough for you, but I'm gonna do my boy justice because I have faith in him.
Got faith in
So
time.
when it comes to the speed, here's where I'm gonna say the speed is either not that far apart from Zoro or Zoro matches his speed. Because one thing we got to realize, Zoro's comeback speed is different than just running speed. Your comeback speed does a lot more. We're talking about how fast you're swinging your sword. We've seen him swing his sword very fast. Cutting someone down in an instinct. We seen him do that to bring that again. Apu, he did that. That's a quick single cut with you ain't see no slashes, and Apu reacted way later after he cut him straight in the chest. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say that. One thing I would like to point out, the strength. Zoro has the strength. Way more than my guy Atomic Samurai. We seen Zoro slice a meteor in half. We seen him cut down Pika. We seen Zoro. When it comes to durability, took on Luffy's uh um pain from Kuma. Kuma gave him the pain after Zoro was already done being hurt from fighting a Ryuma, from fighting the big boar with Luffy, and he came in and took that pain from Luffy. So we seen him get cut straight in his chest by the world's greatest swordsman currently, Mihawk. He took that on. We seen him also take on a shark jaw attack from what's the fisherman
Arlong.
when they went Arlong.
Cody,
We seen him taking an attack
Arlong.
from Arlong straight to the chest in the same place Mihawk slid him through. So durability, he has that. Endurance, he has it. He endured way more through most of their arcs. We seen he's up there with the all the captains and fighting Kaido, the second commander other than the speedster. What's his name? He's gone. We seen him up there with Luffy taking that on and then going back down to fight his main role person, which is King, who's a Lunarian. We've seen Zoro constantly take on these people who have gone through tougher, more durability than him. He took on a Lunarian. He took on a Zoan fruit fighter, which is Kaku, who I would love to bring his battle with Kaku and show you why Atomic Samurai sword skill, 100 times sword skill, sword slash, that the only thing he can do to maybe affect Zoro, how Zoro can still survive that attack. And judges, I would, like I said, I could use anything to help y'all. So I'd love for you guys to kind of look at your screen right now. Just want to bring up a quick little, you know, presentation for y'all
Dad, he brought
to
the
show y'all,
PowerPoints
because
out.
Man.
He brought the
I got
PowerPoints.
10
Is
minutes
this
here.
even
I
fair?
work with me.
Is this even?
When, when
Yo,
he
man, I
fought
can't even
Kaku,
do this,
I'm bringing
man.
the manga panel. I'm sorry. I'm
Yo.
bringing the manga panel. When he fought Kaku, we seen him use two sword style. Nigeria, he uses one sword style. Zoro in all his battles switches from styles. Goes back to two swords right here. He took on that attack. Now, remember, Kaku went into this little box creature right here where he has no blind spot. He went into a square stance.
That's
And he said to Zoro,
crazy.
you realize Dress has 4 legs, right? He doesn't attack. And he said, Zoro, what are you looking at? My attack has already begun. Zoro looks in the air. He sees a bunch of slices coming at him. Key here. Mr. Atomic Samurai main slicing is doing 100 times a slice. Zoro is taking all these slices. He goes and says, it's a downpour of slash attack. Too many to take, right? Yes. Kaku puts him down and strikes him again. Later in the panel, Zoro is on his ass and he gets right back up. Let's go to durability. This is where we separate the two fighters. The 100 slice, yes, it's a good upper hand, but it doesn't hold enough power to do damage to my fighter. He gets
I'm
back
trying to
up.
bite my
He
tongue right
fights
now,
him.
man. I'm trying to bite my tongue to be
Hey!
respectful.
I didn't argue. I didn't step in your final debate, my guy. The floor is mine. He does that. He is a Zoan type fighter. He overpowers him later in this panel. Uses one sword, slices. This is before the time skip. He is fighting this giraffe ass nigga. Is what I would like to point to my judges. You know what I'm saying? You can see he buffs his arms to gorilla, uses a gorilla technique. No hockey. Strikes the Zoan and overpowers him, sends him flying. Boom. All right. That's what my presentation was of that. To finish up my closing argument, I would like to say the sword feats, him slicing through different people. He uses the same similar moves as what we seen Brooks does in the crew, where he does one singular slice motion. Zoro's a master of three different sword techniques. He can use one sword style, which we seen him kill a fisherman in his own habitat, kill a fisherman underwater with one sword style. We see him with two sword style, like I just showed you against Aku. He uses different. Then his best, strongest attacks we seen with three sword styles. He even has another attack with the nine. What's it called?
Ashura?
Nine. No, not the Hashira
The
one. Not
Ashura.
that one.
Not the Ashura?
Yeah, it is. It is the Ashura. But before the time skip, he wasn't using hockey with it.
Nah,
It was
you're
just
right. He wasn't.
he wasn't okay. I'm just letting you guys know. It is just a more of him showing like a facade of different images of himself because he's moving so fast. It wasn't any stuff like that. So, like I would like to point out, with strength, we got that. With durability and endurance, we got that. With speed, we're matching that speed. Keep in mind, right? He has a crewmate who is Sanji, who moves at pretty much more faster than the speed of sound, right? Zoro can keep up with him. He can't run as fast as him, but in combat battle, he has attacks that are near as fast. We've seen him react to speed. He fought King, who used boosters in his back to make him way faster, who was keeping up with Sanji's raid suit. Remember that. And most of the time, we seen when Sanji when he disappeared and moved so fast against Oven, that Zoro did that in the time skip before, but before the time skip, not in the time skip. Sorry about that. He did that before the time skip. So I just want to point out my guy is more capable of handling this fight itself. We got the durability, we got the speed, we got the sword skill. We're a master of three different swords, bro. We break swords. Our swords have to be able to withstand the strength that Zoro has. His main thing is his speed and power. His strength alone of what he applies to the force of the sword, where he can break a sword. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I say, that is my closing argument. I hope you guys enjoyed the little content I put. And yeah.
All right, so that's
I didn't
that.
realize it was
You
gonna
done?
go so long. But if you got any
You
questions,
said
feel
10
free to
minutes. You
ask.
said 10 minutes.
You had 10
All
Oh,
right,
minutes.
did
Like
so
I
it?
said, you
Jamal.
got
Dang, man, I honestly didn't realize, but
Jamal.
it's fine.
Rico
It's
trying to
fine.
make sure he
Hey,
used the entire 10
let me and
minutes.
Jamal speak real quick. Let the judges talk
Go
real quick.
ahead,
All
go
right,
ahead.
bro. I've been keeping track, so
Yeah,
this is what I'm gonna do. This is how I have it broken down. Zoro definitely
go
got
ahead.
durability. I'm giving
Okay.
Zoro durability.
Same thing.
All right,
I
all right,
gave Zoro the Zoro
all
ability.
right. I'm giving Zoro strength too.
You gave Zoro
I'm
strength.
giving Zoro
I did
strength.
the same thing too.
Now, sword.
Speed, I gave it to Atomic Samurai. I feel like
Atomic Samurai, I
speed,
also gave speed. Even though
and I get. Go ahead.
Rico said that they're comparable and they're similar, I still give the edge of speed to Atomic Samurai.
I agree, and I think my speed. My speed is more of a quickness speed than actual a speed runner speed. I
Right,
don't
right, right.
really
I
think
know. That's
Zoro.
what I meant.
You
That's
see
what I
what I'm
meant.
saying?
Because they both not really running that fast. I'm not gonna lie. But they
Yeah.
do both strike pretty fast. But I will give
Mm-hmm.
Atomic Summer a slight edge just because even in that panel that Rico pulled up with the PowerPoint, he did not block all the attacks. You understand? I mean,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. He tried to block majority of them, but he didn't block all of them. He still was bloody. So I have to give
Okay.
Atomic Samurai the speed on that one. When it comes to sword skill, I still get an edge to Atomic Samurai. It's kind of tied, so it's gonna come down to IQ.
So you see, for me, I gave the battle IQ to Atomic Samurai, and I actually kind of gave the feat.
The sword skill,
I went.
you gave the
I
sword
gave
skill
the
to
sword skill slash
Zoro.
feat to Zoro, due to the fact that the we saw feats
I
of
actually put
Atomic
on
Samurai.
IQ. I put them as tied because they both kind of morons, low key. I ain't gonna front with you. They both kind of morons.
Nah, I think to me now Zoro battle IQ is kind of worse to the fact that it's like we just saw Zoro just find out what the Lurian is, and they should know when they go to the next island, that nigga completely forgot. So it's just like, nah, bro, Zoro out here don't know
That's
sense of
not battle
direction.
IQ.
You know, I'm just saying,
That's
Zoro
just
don't even.
common sense.
That's just
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
common
man.
sense.
Hey,
That
hey,
has nothing to
nah,
do with battle IQ.
nah.
I'm just saying.
You
But my
can't
thing
be
is, don't think
influencing the
about it.
judges.
It's something that's common sense. This man don't even know where he's going. It's just like I'm like, come, I don't even when it came to battle IQ,
Listen,
it's just like
listen. All right,
I
look.
was just like,
All right, so you saying you gave Zoro the feats? Explain to me why you gave
I
Zoro the
gave Zoro the
feats. Let
feat.
me hear what you gave Zoro the feats. I got
I gave I gave Zoro the
uh-huh.
feats. Not I gave him. I went so more so now. We're saying like because we
Sword
put
skill and the
sword
feats
skills and
together. Yeah.
feats together. It's more like man, I kind of want to go sword skills more Atomic Samurai, but feats. I'm like damn, I gotta get that more Zoro.
Well,
Feats
see,
are
with the
way.
sword skill, the with the sword skill, I gave the edge to Thomas Samurai, but now that I think about it, Zoro mastered 3 different swords.
Yeah,
He
and his
did
feet.
master using 3 swords at the same time. But then
And so,
again, the Thomas
mhm.
Samurai completely mastered one sword. Like it's weird because Zoro mastered one. Well, actually, no. Now that I think about it, and I'm gonna tell you why. Zoro's strength varies on how many swords he used. If he's down a sword, his strength is very greatly hindered. I don't know why, but it is. Even though we've seen him use 2 swords, if he's only rocking 2 swords, we all know that Zoro's not at his full power.
No, that's more
Mm,
uncomfortability level though.
nah,
That's
Bro,
still
come
no,
on,
he
man.
ain't
Come
mastering a
on.
comfortable.
sword, though.
It's still massive because what he's saying that's a good point. Cause remember when he was fighting Killer,
Right.
right? Until he got the scythe and put it in his mouth, then he was just
All
like,
right,
"Now we're
now I can
talking."
fight you for strength, basically,
Yeah.
And when
So
it comes to like Zoro, when he's missing his sword, like when he was missing Susui, he wasn't at full power. He. I mean, he defeated Hawkins, but Hawkins ain't nobody. Like he needed another sword before he went into that Kaido battle, and he knew that. That's why he was so pressed on getting his sword back. He needs that third
mhm.
sword.
Okay, so based on my scorecard, and I'm not really changing it. I got Zoro. I got because if I'm keeping tally, Zoro got 3/2 than Atomic Samurai. So I'm
So
sticking with
you're
Zoro
gonna
for me.
you. So wait, okay, just real quick, give me a rundown on what you gave. You gave Zoro the strength,
So
and you gave Zoro the
so
durability.
I gave Zoro the strength, durability, and feats, and I gave speed and battle IQ to Atomic Samurai.
Mm.
That's where my scorecard came down to.
I match your
What you feeling?
I match your scorecard except for the skill.
Except for the skill.
I gotta.
So in
I'm trying.
so either way it come down
It
to
really
one.
comes down to the skill, but
Uh,
you said you give him the skill to Zoro because of feats. Tommy
mm-hmm.
Summer doesn't have as much feats as Zoro. He's not the main, like he's not one of the main characters, so that kind of is just like a given. So then I'm trying to also use the fact, well, Zoro.
I'm going with Zoro. I have to go with Zoro. If I'm going to use this scorecard, I'm going with Zoro. Because to me, it makes sense
Right.
when I sit there think about it. Not to take away anything from Atomic Samurai, Zoro still got sword skills too. His is just a different. Like we're just talking about. Like he mastered one sword. Zoro decided to master three. That doesn't take away from anybody. But what the thing that Zoro, because he's also one of the main characters, his development, what we saw is just much stronger, more appealing, more attractive, and we're just like, man, nah, bro. I hear you on Atomic Samurai, and I agree with Tyler saying Atomic Samurai. This man is like phenomenal.
He
Like
is
I can see
phenomenal.
that. I see
He
this.
is,
So therefore, it's like,
because it
damn,
always
this man is the
it
real
really
deal.
comes back to the fact that he is the best in his verse, and it's just like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
But
So,
then
but
when you put
I
him
still got
like
to
with
give it to
Zoro,
Zoro.
I don't know. I can see where you're coming from. I can see where you're coming from with that, with the Zoro.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm, Me, I'll actually put
Got to
him
pick.
as equal on sword skill. Like I said, Zoro's losing his swords.
Mm-hmm.
Zoro losing his swords greatly.
I
Actually,
agree
then
with you,
again,
but
hold on,
CJ,
hold on, hold
you
on.
have
I
to
thought of
pick.
something. Then again, Zoro can still use sword techniques without a sword. Tell me something like that. Do
That
that.
is true.
That's actually pretty.
That is
That's
so
pretty.
true.
Even without a sword, Zoro can do the no sword style and then do sword attacks. Where I don't. As soon as Atomic Samurai loses a sword, that's done. That's done dead. All right, I guess I'll give it
So
to Zoro this time, even though I really don't want to. Team
You know,
Sanji
it's
forever,
so hard for Sanji
bro.
hated
Team
this to
Sanji
admit,
forever.
bro.
I
God,
guess.
it's like
I
Jamal. He wanted to give it Zoro, but he was trying to find so many
no,
ways.
yep. So many
But his
ways,
heart
like
is
nah.
telling him it's
Yeah,
Zoro,
man. That's actually a pretty hard fight.
bro.
If you really think about it, it's actually pretty hard. Thomas Samurai ain't no joke. He has some sword skills.
He is.
I
He ain't no
fought the
joke. No,
good
no,
fight,
he's
man. I
not no
fought the
joke.
good fight.
He's not no joke. He's definitely a. If he went against somebody else, he definitely could have made it into the later rounds for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way it
You
was
should have
matched up because
had him go
he
against
definitely
Ronin
got good
Kenshin.
skills.
That'd have been dope.
That
That
it
would
would have been dope because it'd have been like a classic battle for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But let me end this here. I'm gonna end this right here, and then
Started.
yeah. So